Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk about the new deck Ninja, the new Ninja structure deck, new Ninja archetype that is now playable. Obviously, it was here before, but now with the new card, it is a playable deck. I will talk about how I think about the deck when it comes to the power in a moment. But yeah, this will be the guide for the Ninja structure deck. We will at first, like we always do, talk about every single card in detail, what they are doing and why they are important. And then in the end, I will show you a going first combo, the most important that you will have to know, or the most one or two important, and then the going second kill combo, which involves the Bowl Sword Dragon, which is, by the way, the only card that you really need to craft for this deck, other than the cards that are basically already in the deck. You can look at the cards like Gigantic Sprite or Sprite Elf. These you can put in, they can be useful because we have some level 2 monsters that we can summon or re-summon with the cards, but in the end you don't need them. It's if you have them already, and you might, because Sprite is an old archetype. So when it comes to the power level of this deck, I think in the upcoming meta, when we are facing a lot of Kashtiras, or everybody will basically play Kashtira, this deck could be quite nice, because if you not have noticed, the deck is all about flipping monsters face down, flipping them face up again, and thereby activating effects. And a lot of these cards are able to flip opponents' monsters face down. Of course, you have the books, which interact very well with your own cards. You can flip your own cards face down again and then flip them up again to activate their effects, but you can also obviously book your opponent's Kashtira cards. For example, the Geo, the Gravity Ninja, which is one of your boss monsters, has the effect: if this card is normal, special summoned, or flip summoned, you can target up to 2 face-up monsters on the field, change them to face down defense position. And the funny thing is that if you do, any opponent's monsters that were flipped by this effect cannot change their battle positions. So, for example, let's say your opponent special summons a Kashtira Fenrir, then, not a Kashtira Fenrir, a Kashtira Unicorn, so then you can use your Geo, for example, flip them face down, and they can't be flipped up again by your opponent, what means that you can control the timing of flipping them again face up if you destroy them, for example. But if you flip down your opponent's Kashtira monster, that disenables them from using one of their most powerful mechanics, which is just normal summoning level 7 monsters when they don't control any. So being able to flip cards face down, that is quite strong, will be quite strong on the Kashtira meta. I still think that this deck is a really roguish deck. It's really not very consistent. You definitely, when you're going first, need your Hanzo. There are combo lines and you can do stuff without the Hanzo, but Hanzo is definitely what you want. That's why we are running the reinforcement of the army. But this deck can brick a lot. This deck can feel weak at times. I personally don't think it's very strong. It's also a deck that the basic combos are easy to learn, but I think if you want to master it, that can be quite hard, because there are a lot of cross interactions, so you will need to play this deck a lot to understand it. I think the current meta, Purely, etc., it's not that great. When Kashtira comes around, it will be better, but I think it will still be a rogue deck. Even though, if you like the deck, if you like the artworks, if you like these, the playstyle of the deck, which is definitely more of a mid-range control-ish type of playstyle. It's not a combo deck at all. It grinds the opponent out with resources, resource generation, getting resources back, and generating advantage, same as, for example, Labyrinth does, but obviously in a different way, because this is not a back row deck. So I would say, if you like the artwork, if you like the playstyle that I will show you in the going first and going second combos, then go for this deck. It costs you 1,500 and then maybe a Bowl Sword Dragon, so you can OTK your opponent, so that's really not that expensive. That's the good thing about this deck. Otherwise, I wouldn't say, well, this is the next big meta thing, but this was clear from the get-go. We know from the TCG and OCG that Ninja is not really a big thing. Okay, let's start in the deck list and talk about the single cards. We have the Tobari, the Sky Ninja, one of the new cards, which says this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect the turn it was summoned or flipped faced up, which is nice, because we will use this in our going first combo, and then we will summon this guy mainly on our opponent's turn, so this is protected. That's nice, but this also has a quick effect, so not really that important. And then this has an additional effect. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon one ninja monster from your hand in face up or face down defense position. This can come up and already allows you to put a few of your ninja monsters face down, so that when you flip them up for example, the Geo, the Gravity Ninja, if you flip him up, you can then activate his effect to book 2 cards. So it can make sense. For example, you could use your Tobari to put your Geo, the Gravity Ninja, face down, and then you could flip him up with your Mitsu, the Insect Ninja, your Monster Negate, which we will come to in a moment. So this is the second effect of the card, which can come up at some times. The most important effect of this card is during your opponent's main phase or battle phase. Quick effect, you can fusion summon more ninja fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. These are our main fusion monster guys, and keep in mind both of them are contact fusions, meaning that you don't need a polymerization card, you can just fuse them if you have the material on field, so that's really important to know. This is our Tobari, a very important card that we will most of the time make on our opponent's second turn if we are going first. Then we have Maxi, nothing too special here. Then we have Mitsu, the Insect Ninja, level 2 here by the way. If you control a ninja card or a face down defense position monster, and you can see everything is about face down, ninja, that's the theme of the deck, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's quite nice. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can target one face down defense position monster you control, change it to face up defense position, and if you do, change this card to face down defense position. Then, if the targeted monster was a ninja monster except Mitsu, negate that opponent's activated effect. Okay. Sounds a bit complicated, but basically this is a monster negate that needs you to flip up a monster, and then this will be flipped face down. Which can be nice because if you flip this down, for example, then obviously you have another target for another Mitsu that could then once again on your next turn maybe once again negate something, because you, remember, need a flipped face down monster. So this flips itself face down, which is nice because you can make use of this. So this is our monster negate, definitely a card that we will summon on our opponent's turn or can summon on our opponent's turn. We basically have the choice of summoning the Mitsu or the Green Ninja, and if you're wondering, we are summoning them via our trap card Ninjutsu Art of Duplication, but more to that in a moment. Then we have Green Ninja. If a monster is special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, face up by the way, you can target one of them, special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, change that monster to face down position. So you can, once again, change a monster that is face up on the field to face down and then special summon this. That's quite nice. What we will use this card for is mainly the second effect. If this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can target one monster on the field, change it to face up attack position or face down defense position. So we can either flip one of our opponent's monsters face down, Book of Moon, or we can flip, for example, one of our monsters face up, so the effect will be activated. For example, the Geo, which can then again flip stuff face down. So it's, you can see how these interactions are quite crazy, and you definitely have to keep up with what is happening and what you want to do here. So this is our Book of Moon that we can set up. This is our monster negate that we can set up, both very nice. Triple Ash, nothing to say here. Baku, the Beast Ninja, which is basically an extender. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, which we can do, you can special summon it. That's nice, it's an extender. And if this card is special summoned or flipped face up, you can target, once again, flip face up, you can target one ninja or ninjutsu art. So ninjutsu would be ninjutsu art, or this is also ninjutsu art. I think this is also ninjutsu art. So every time it says ninjutsu art, it incorporates the spells and traps basically. Also this ninjutsu art tool, Iron Digger. So some cards say search ninja, some cards say search ninjutsu art cards. So if this card is special summoned or flipped face up, you can target one ninja or ninjutsu art card from your graveyard, or face up spell and trap zone except Baku, return it to the hand, which is nice. You can recycle stuff from your graveyard. You can also recycle, for example, your ninjutsu art of duplication, which we will come to in a moment, that can be very useful. Then our basic monster, our starter, is basically the Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one ninjutsu art card from your deck to your hand. We want to add the ninjutsu art of duplication, more to that in a moment. But there's also, when this card is flip or special summoned, so it doesn't really matter how you summon this will always do something. You can add one ninja monster from your deck to your hand. This is quite nice. This is basically our main search card. That's why we are running this at 3, and we are running Rota for the Hanzo. Then we have Kagero, the Cannon Ninja. If this card is normal summoned, special summoned, or flipped face up, which is really nice, works every way, you can special summon one ninja monster from your hand or graveyard in face down defense position, except Kagero, the Cannon Ninja. Once again, cool and super nice. If you have this in the graveyard, you can use the Kagero to put this again in the defense position. We will talk about the guy in a moment, and then you have your strong boss monster back on the field that can do a lot for you. Also, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets exactly one ninja card or exactly one face-down defense position monster you control while this card is in your graveyard, for example, your opponent activates an impermanence and targets one of your ninjas, then you can, if this card is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can special summon this card in face-down defense position, and if you do, return that targeted card to the hand, so you will thereby dodge the target card, in this case the imperm, and then you effect, if you, let's say you have activated the Hanzo on the field, right, and your opponent goes imperm on the Hanzo, then you can use the Kagero, bounce back your Hanzo to the hand, which then the effect of Hanzo still resolves, and you will set this face down. If this then is flipped up, you can then special summon one ninja monster from your grave. So you can see how the interaction works here. Then we have Geo, the Gravity Ninja, basically your boss monster, which says if this card is normal, special summoned, or flipped face up, so every way basically, you can target up to 2 face up monsters in the field, also your own, change them to face down defense position. If you do, any opponent's monsters that were flipped by this effect cannot change their battle position. We read this already, really strong. So let's say, for example, your opponent plays double beaver because he wants to go into gigantic sprite, then you can, if you can, go into the Geo, just flip both of them face down, and he will basically not be able to play the game. Keep in mind though that fusion monsters can always be fusion summoned even though they are face down. So fusion summoning, if you didn't know that, is the only mechanic that can still be done even if the cards are face down. So for example, if you have 2 face down nimble beavers, you cannot make a gigantic sprite because it's an X-press. You can't also link because link summon doesn't work that way, but you could fusion summon them because fusion summon basically treats the cards as if they were still like face up. Keep that in mind when you're playing against a fusion deck. So flipping your opponent's, I don't know, Cartesia and his Fallen of Albas face down on the field, so your opponent cannot fusion summon, won't work. He still can. By using a fusion card, obviously a polymerization, because the Cartesia would be face down, so she could not activate her effect, but you get what I'm saying here. So bonus effect, if a monster on the field is flipped face up, which happens a lot, while this monster is face up on the field, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. So this is really nice. This is able to slow down your opponent, to destroy your opponent's resources, to be resummoned from the Kagero, for example. Really important boss monster that you want to get access to on your opponent's turn, mainly through your Meisen, which we'll talk about in a moment. We have a Rota, we have a Pot of Prosperity, and then the first spell card, the Ninjutsu Art Tool Iron Digger. The equipped monster gains 500 attack, also it is treated as a ninja monster. You can only use each of the effect, blah blah blah, once per turn. You can banish one ninja monster from your graveyard, then target one card on the field, destroy it. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished ninja monsters added to your hand or special summon it in face down defense position. This is the one we will use to make our Boral Sword Dragon a ninja, and then via the help of our Meisen we can attack directly. This is part of our kill combo. This is also really nice because we can make an opponent's monster a ninja, which can help us out a lot. And it's cool because you can banish one ninja monster from the graveyard, target one card on the field, and then destroy it. And if this card is then sent from the field to the graveyard, target one of your banished ninja monsters and add it to your hand or special summon it. So what you can do is, you can equip the Ninjutsu Art tool to an opponent's monsters, then you can banish one of your ninjas, destroy the opponent's monsters via this effect here, then this also will get destroyed and sent to the graveyard, and then you can, for example, take the banished monster and just special summon it, or in face down defense position, or put it back to your hand. So for example, this could be a way in which you get back your Geo, the Gravity Ninja, onto your field, which then he will be face down. But let's say, for example, you have a Mitsu, then you can negate a monster effect and flip this thing face up, and then its effects can be activated again. So there's a lot of flipping up, flipping face down that you have to keep track of. Then we are running one Tenchi Kamai, the field spell, which says, this card is always treated as a Ninjutsu Art card, which says you can search it. That's why it says this. Otherwise, it does not have ninjutsu art in its name. When a ninja monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. That's quite nice. If this face-up card in its owner's field zone has left the field because of an opponent's effect and is now in the graveyard or banished, you can target any number of ninja monsters with different names in your graveyard, special summon them. Note here that this is not a once per turn effect, so when a ninja monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can destroy one card. This you can do as often as you can this round, as often as you can attack with a ninja monster. monster that is. And if this card then leaves the field, you can resummon stuff to your board to basically then play again. So really nice, really cool card, which is able to gain more advantage by destroying your opponent's cards, and keep in mind, not once per turn. Then we have books, because they wonderfully interact with our cards. We can book our own cards face down, flip them up again to activate their effects. Also Book of Eclipse, when Kashira comes around, you will definitely run 3 of these in this deck, but for now it's not that important. And then we have the quick play spell, Ninjutsu Art Notebook of Mystery. If your opponent controls a card, you can only activate it when he controls a card. You can set up to 1 ninja monster and up to 1 Ninjutsu Art spell trap, except this one. And these cards come from your deck and or graveyard, but only one can come from each. So if you have a ninja monster in the graveyard and a ninjutsu art spell trap in the deck, you could use it that way. You could also use it the other way around if it is the other way around, but you can only use one from each place. If this set card on the field is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster on the field, change it to face down defense position. Though, note here, this has to be set. So not playing this card and then it goes to the graveyard, that's not set. You will need to have this card set. This is really nice, a really nice searcher, which can also revive one of your ninja monsters. You can set, for example, your boss monster. You can see there are a lot of ways in which you can reset some of your strong monsters, the Kagero, the Geo, the Gravity Ninja, via your ninja cards. Then we have triple imperm, and then the ninjutsu art of duplication. This is an important card that we need to use on our first turn to basically enable plays on our opponent's second turn. Activate this card by attributing 1 ninja monster. So the thing is, this is a continuous trap, right? And once you have activated this, it's activated. So that means as long as this is on the field, you will not be able to activate this again. This is why it can be important to bounce this card back. For example, your other trap can bounce this card back to the hand, but we will read about this in a moment. So then you could use it again. Activate this card by attributing 1 ninja monster, special summon any number of ninja monsters from your deck in face up attack position and or face down defense position with combined levels less than or equal to the level of the attributed monster. So if I attribute a level 4 monster, I would then be able to summon up to level 4 monsters on the field. Normally you would use your Tobari, then you could decide on either the Mitsu or the Green Ninja, and then another Tobari face down. But I will show you this in the combo in a moment. Yeah. And then it says, when this card leaves the field, destroy those monsters, which makes this card a bit vulnerable, but that's okay. Then we have Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves. Activate this card by targeting 1 ninja monster or 1 face down defense position monster on the field. Tribute it, and if you do, special summon 1 ninja monster from your deck. Once again, this can special summon your Geo, which then, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can target up to 2 face up monsters on the field, change them to face down defense position. This is super strong, and when this card leaves the field, send that monster to the graveyard. Same thing here as with the other trap. You can target 1 Ninjutsu Art continuous spell trap in your spell trap zone, return it to the hand. So this enables you to return this one to the hand, so you can once again use it on your next turn, activate it once again if you want to. This is how these cards interact, but more to that in the combo guide, combo part of the tutorial in a moment. Then we have the 2 main fusion monsters, the Yaguramaru, the Armor Ninja. For both of them you need 2 ninja monsters with different types. Must first be either, and remember they are contact fusion, so having 2 monsters, 2 ninja monsters on the field works. Must be either fusion summoned or special summoned from the extra deck by attributing the above cards to ninja monsters. So this is a line that says this is a contact fusion, right? By attributing the above cards. If this card is special summoned or flipped face up, once again flipped face up, you can banish 1 other ninja or ninjutsu art card from your hand, graveyard, or face up field, then target 1 card on the field and banish it. This is quite nice because we will be able to do this stuff on our opponent's turn via our Tobari. Remember, Tobari is the card that can fusion summon on our opponent's turn, so we can go into a Yagamaru or a Maizen. You will be able to fusion summon the Yagamaru, banish 1 card, and then banish 1 card on the field, which is quite strong. Then we have the Maizen, the main boss monster, you could say, which also has the animation. 2 ninja monsters with different types. Must first be either fusion summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by attributing the above cards you control, contact fusion. Your ninja monsters can attack directly. This is the card that enables our Bowl Sword to kill our opponent. While you control a face down defense position monster, your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. That's quite nice. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can special summon one ninja monster from your deck in face up or face down defense position. This is also a card that gives us a pretty easy access to our Geo the Gravity Ninja, but obviously it could also give you access to, I don't know, a Monster Negate if you need it, or the Book of Moon if you can get rid of the Green Ninja when you put it on the field, right? So there are a lot of interactions that you have to keep track of. This is definitely a deck that you have to like learn in the depth, go buy this deck, learn the basic stuff that I will show you in this video, and then you have to understand how different cards can interact and learn this in gameplay. Then we have 2 Gigantic Sprites, which you can make to also summon cards like the Misu. Doesn't really ever come up, but you don't need the extra deck space for other cards. We have the Blade Armor Ninja. Once per turn you can detach one XYZ material from this card, then target one ninja monster you control. It can make a second attack during each Battle Phases turn. This can come up because, for example, this with 2/5 can attack 2 times. Doesn't really ever. Then we have a Zeus package here. Then we have Ninja Grandmaster Zaizo. 2 ninja monsters. During a main phase you can set one ninjutsu art spell trap directly from your deck. You can only use this effect once. While this card points to another monster, this card cannot be targeted for an attack. Also your opponent cannot target it with card effects. So you could use this with 2 ninja monsters to set a ninjutsu art spell trap. Though the question is, not the question, but the thing is that if you have 2 ninja monsters that you can use for something, why wouldn't you go for a Maizen or a Yagumaru, right? Because these are definitely stronger, though this can obviously come up. Then we have the Cross Sheep, which is the card we will use in our Going Second Kill combo. Then we have a Sprite Elf, which can be able, or can revive cards like our Mitsu, or what is another level 2, our Green Ninja, for example. And then we have the Boral Sword, which we'll need for our OTK tech combo, which I will show you in a moment. So this is the deck list. Yeah, as I already said, Book of Eclipse will definitely be added once Kashtira comes out. Other than that, I think this deck list works. Really not too expensive, nothing too special. You have like staple cards like the Ash, Impam, and the Maxi, and then other staples like a Zeus. If you don't own a Zeus, go craft a Zeus. You always need it. And if you don't want to, you don't need the Gigantic, you don't need the Sprite Elf. You do need the Boral Sword, so this is definitely the only card that you need if you really want to play this deck. You can also play it in the event that's up right now, but yeah, enough of the deck list. Let's hop over into the combo part of the video. Hey guys, just a quick one. If you want to support the channel, then please consider subscribing, as at the moment only 13% of the people who are regularly watching the channel are subscribed, while 87% are not. If you want to help me out, I would be very grateful. And now let's continue with the video. So let's look over the basic combo, the most basic combo that we can get with our Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. We also have the Tobari here in hand, which it's quite nice, but let's just pretend we only have the Hanzo, right? We are going Hanzo, normal summon effect Hanzo, and then we search this trap here, which we already have. It doesn't really matter. We search the trap, then we set the trap. You could also now set your Book of Moon. You have an Ash in hand, and then you pass over to your opponent. Then on the draw phase, you can activate this card here. Then you target the Hanzo. Remember, you are attributing this, and then you can summon up to the number of stars, in this case 4, different monsters from your deck. So if you reach 4 stars, then you can't summon anymore. So we basically have the choice now. We want one Tobari, so we are able to fusion summon. Then we want to summon another one. Then we can also use the Tobari to face down, to put it in face down position, and then we can decide if we want to go the Monster Negate or if we want to go the Book of Moon. Keep in mind though that Book of Moon, this only Books of Moons when this goes to the graveyard, so you will use this, or you will have to use this as one of the fusion materials for your Tobari effect. Let's say we are going the Mitsu here, and it especially makes sense to put this in face down defense position, so the Mitsu has something to flip up. So now what you want to do is you basically at first want to use Mitsu's effect, because we could use the Tobari now to fusion summon into our boss monster, but the thing is that we need 2 ninjas with different names, so we would need to use the Mitsu here. This is why the Green Ninja can sometimes be better, because Green Ninja does not need to activate anything on the field. You can basically send the Green Ninja with the fusion summon to the graveyard as early as you want. In this case, you definitely want to wait until your opponent activates a monster effect, so you can negate the monster effect, flip the other Tobari face down, and then fusion summon the cards away. In the example with the Green Ninja, you would be able to do it now basically and lose nothing. If we fusion summon now, which we will do now, then we will use the monster negate of the Mitsu, the Insect Ninja. So you could also just wait for your opponent to make a play in main phase, then activate the Ninjutsu Art of Duplication, not not in the draw phase, so you are better aware of what your opponent plays. So if I see, for example, that my opponent plays, I don't know, Nimble Beaver, then I know he's probably Sprite, and then I can make a decision whether I need my flip face down Green Ninja or my monster negate Mitsu the Insect Ninja, which in the case of Nimble Beaver could make sense to go for the monster negate, because he goes then Nimble Beaver, and then maybe summons another Sprite, activates Sprite effect, then I can negate, and then I can use this card for the fusion summon. So let's fusion summon. Normally you want to go into your, as I said, a boss monster, the Meisen. Keep in mind that you can also use cards, other ninja cards from your hand for the fusion summon, so this is a way in which you could dodge the fact that you need to use your Mitsu on field. But obviously, if you use cards from your hand, then this costs you resources from your hand, which that's not that great. We will use the Tobari and then the Mitsu here to go into our Meisen. And Meisen now has the quick effect when our opponent activates an effect, like so. We can then activate Meisen's effect to special summon a ninja from the deck. You obviously are free to pick here, but in this case, or one of the cards that you will most likely go for, is your Geo, the Gravity Ninja. Just put him face up, and now he can activate the effect to flip up to 2 cards face down. We can now flip this card face down. We can also flip this again face down, because keep in mind, if we now flip this up again, then it will once again be able to flip cards face down. But also keep in mind that if this is flipped face down, then it cannot activate the second effect, which says when a monster, if a monster on the field is flipped face up, you can destroy a card. So always keep that in mind. And here you can see what I'm talking about. We can go fusion summon here with face down cards. That's because fusion summon doesn't need cards to be face up. Okay, so we can, I don't know, use these cards to fusion summon, but that's basically the thing that you want to do, or will most likely do on your first turn. You can now banish something here, doesn't really matter. So what you want to do is you want to go Hanzo or search your Hanzo, then you want to go into Ninjutsu Art of Replication, and then you want to summon Tobari plus either the Mitsu, the Insect Ninja, or the Green Ninja, depending on the situation that you are in. And here you can also already see that the deck really needs some learning, that you need to understand where you are at in the situation. The Monster Negate obviously has the advantage that it is a Monster Negate, which is super strong in a sense of an interruption, but has the disadvantage that you basically need to use up the monster effect before you can really fusion summon. Obviously, like, keep track of your hand. If you have another ninja monster in hand that you can also use for the fusion summon, then you might just be able to go for the Mitsu. Like in this case, we had another Tobari in hand, which doesn't really help us because we need 2 ninja monsters with different types. So we can't use 2 Tobaris, we would need another one. But if you have another ninja in the hand that you can also use, then it might make sense to go for the Mitsu, the Insect Ninja. Otherwise, you can also go for the Green Ninja. This is the decision that you have to do on your basic first turn combo. Let's look at the best possible situation that you can have on turn 1. If you have the Ninja, Hanzo and the Tobari together, that's quite nice, because then you can make an even better first situation. So what we can do is use the Tobari. You can send Tobari. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon one Ninja monster from your hand in face up or face down defense position. We use this to summon our Hanzo here face up. And now, because he's special summoned, he can now go search another ninja monster, and we will going to search our Baku, which we then, because he was drawn by an effect, we then can special summon him. And Baku then can give us back our Tobari from the grave, which, keep in mind, we do not have normal summoned, so that is what we can do next. Just summon the Tobari here, then we can go into our Ninja Grandmaster Saizo, because we are still missing the trap card, right? Because normally the trap card we would search by the Hanzo or with the Hanzo, but now we will search it with the Grandmaster here. We are going to set it, and then we are going to use these here to go into a Meisen. Every time that you can go into a Meisen on your first turn and have the trap ready, that's an additional bonus. That's a better board than if you would not have the Meisen on your turn, but would have to make it on your opponent's turn. Then we can pass over, and now of course the first interruption we have, and we definitely want to use, is our, I will have to let him go into main phase, is our Meisen here. So let's hope he activates an effect. He does. Because now we can use Meisen, okay? We use Meisen here. I will have to read this. Does this destroy something? No, it doesn't, okay. We use the Meisen here, and now we can summon our second boss monster, the Geo here in face up. So this can now flip down 2 monsters. Let's just say we flip this face down and then itself again, I don't know. And now we could also, or can also, and should activate the trap card. We can get rid of the Meisen, and now we have the advantage that we have 6 stars to work with instead of the 4 stars that we normally have when we are using the Hanzo. Which means that we can get both of them, our Green Ninja, which is our Book of Moon effect, and our Mitsu, which is our Monster Negate on the field. So we want this to be face up. Then we want to summon another one. We can use the Green Ninja face down, because we can still use him for a fusion summon, and then we obviously also want a Tobari, so we can fusion summon, and then we can set another Tobari face down. And what we have now here, we can change the order, doesn't really matter. And what we now have is, this flips this face down, also itself. We can now fusion summon here. We have the Monster Negate. The Monster Negate can also flip one of these guys face up, which doesn't really matter, but we have a Monster Negate that we can use. We have a Fusion Summon that we can use, and the Fusion Summon that we can do also will send the Green Ninja to the graveyard. So let's do that, which activates Green Ninja's effect. Now we want to go for our second Fusion guy here. We take one of the Tobari and the Green Ninja, and now we get our banish 1 card Fusion Monster on the field. So obviously we could use Green Ninja now to flip something face down. You would normally want to flip something on your opponent's board face down, but there is nothing left. So let's just activate this one here. We can also banish this from the field because it's useless on the field right now. But let's just banish the Tobari here. And then we can banish 1 card, as you can see, and we could also use the Green Ninja to, I don't know, flip this thing again face down, because if we flip it up again, we can once again banish 1 card from our graveyard and then banish 1 thing. So you can see, if you can get hold of these 2 cards, you get a lot more interruptions and a lot more things. We have our Geo ready, we can flip face up to flip stuff face down. We have the Fusion Monster ready, we can flip face up, which would allow us to banish another card. So for example, we flip this up again, then we can once again banish something, and then we can once again banish a card on the field. Which, this is definitely the most or the strongest combo that you can get if you can get hold of these 2 starters here, the Tobari in combination with your Hanzo. So now let me show you the going second kill combo with the Bowl Sword Dragon, which is quite fun. So now let's look at the combo that you can use. You need your Hanzo and your Insect Ninja to wanton kill your opponent with your Bowl Sword Dragon. So the first thing that you're going to do is normal summon the Hanzo. You will need to search this one here, we have it already, but we are going to search it again. And now, because we control a ninja monster, we can special summon the Mitsu, the ninja, the Insect Ninja, that is. Then we use both of them to go into our Cross Sheep. You gotta love the card. The Cross Sheep, the new mate that we got from the Duel Pass this month. Okay, Cross Sheep. Now we activate the spell card that we have searched, which allows us to set a card on the field. We reset our Hanzo here in this zone, and then we can also set another card that we want to do. We want to set the Iron Digger, which now this goes to the grave, and we will use the Digger, equip it to our Cross Sheep, and then we can banish a card and destroy a card. We will banish the Mitsu, then we will destroy the Iron Digger, and now we can use Iron Digger's effect to special summon a ninja monster. We want to do that, special summon the Mitsu here, and now we have 2 ninja monsters, which allows us access into our Meisen. Once again, contact fusion face down, put it in the zone that Cross Sheep points to. That's very important. Then Cross Sheep activates. We can special summon a monster from the grave level 4 or lower. Now we can special summon our Hanzo again. Because he's special summoned, he can search another ninja monster. We are now going to search our Baku. Because Baku was added to the hand, we are now able to summon the Baku, and Baku will also grab us the Iron Digger back that we will need in a moment. And now we can just use the material that we have on field. This one, 2 materials, this one and the Baku, and make the Bowl Sword Dragon. So now our ninjas can attack directly, but Bowl Sword can't, right? what we can do now is use the ninjutsu art tool Iron Dagger or Dasher and equip it to the Borrow Sword. And now he's also a ninja and also can, while we have Meisen on the field, attack directly. Now I can go battle phase and then go attack directly and also attack directly with the Borrow Sword one time and another time. And that's it for our opponent. Oh, we have to activate this effect so he can attack another time. Okay, attack twice and then your opponent is basically dead. So this is still going. Second combo that you can use, and this is the guide for the ninja structure deck. I hope you liked it. If you did, please consider subscribing, hitting the thumb up, and also activating the notification bell. This helps me out a lot. I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments if the guide was good and what you think of the deck, and we will see each other in the next one.